nandun sa text, sinabi doon sa text. And later on, yung parang mas i-elaborate ko to sa later part ng report ko.
Okay. Stay there. Wag mo munang tatanggalin. That's a very good discussion, totoo yun. But remember, meron din tayong tinatawag na mga reading techniques. Okay? There are teachers, and I think na-experience nyo yan nung high school kayo or even elementary kayo. There are teachers that who do not want to interrupt while you are reading, right? Bibigay sa'yo yung text. Okay, open to page like this and then read the story, etc. Pero we should always look at the level of the students. Anong level ang pinababasa mo or grade level ang pinababasa mo? Is it high school? Is it elementary? And how are they connected with the story? Is it the first time that you're going to lend this to your student or to tell this to your students? Or do you think na-experience nila to in reality? Okay? Kasi yung prior knowledge na sinatawag natin, it's not only the prior knowledge about the story, but rather their own experience. Makaka-relate kaya sila dun sa text? Okay? Kaya nilang abutin yung text? Okay? Always remember that. Kasi kung minsan, kaya ang reading nagiging very passive sa part ng mga bata because also of us teachers. Okay? When I say us teachers, because teacher na ako. And kayo future teachers, and I know some of you probably are also already teachers. In your own way, you have your own kids, you have your own family to teach. Reading is not simply just opening the pages of the book and read it word for word, okay? It's the understanding that matters. And also, hindi yung pinaparead lang natin ang bata for the sake of compliance. Anong compliance? Para may ma-accomplish tayo because yun ang objective natin for the day. But again, remember, when you say that your objective is to let the students read the story, that is not an objective. Okay? That is not an achievable objective. So alamin niyo muna. Look at that. Encourages students to be active. Paano ba siya magiging active? Kung yung tinatawag niyo na makaka-relate siya dun sa kwento. Paano ma'am? Hindi pa nga nila alam yung kwento eh. Hindi nila alam yung kwento per se, the story in itself. But they have information about the story. Paano nila malalaman? That's your role as a teacher. Okay? To give motive questions. These motive questions can be also a type of a rhetorical question that the students may answer this or not. Or when it is a rhetorical question, there's no need for anyone to answer, but the answer should be on their mind. Naglalaro dapat yun sa isipan nila. And it teaches students to monitor their understanding of the text as they are reading. Saan nila kukunin yung understanding? From their own experience, from the knowledge that they know outside. Probably hindi naman experience ng kapatid nila, ng kapitbahay nila, etc. Para ba kumbaga na-expose na sila dun sa ganong klaseng information. It helps strengthen reading and critical thinking. Ito yung talagang pinaka-importante sa reading, yung tinatawag nating critical thinking. And ma-achieve mo lang to pag daanan mo na lahat ng level, na-develop mo na lahat ng skills in reading, and dumaan ka na rin doon sa tinatawag natin even literal level of understanding. Kasi yung literal level of understanding, doon sa mga magdi-discuss ng comprehension skills, yun yung tinatawag natin na who were the characters of the story. Well, hindi ko na kayo pre-empt, hindi ko na sasabihin. Somebody will discuss on that. Pero sabi nga, parang pyramid yan that you should start at the very first level, at the very first step. Pag umakyat kayo ng hagdan, wala ka ba nagatikang lagi ka tag-tatlo, tag-darwa? Hindi ba? Because more or less, pag ginawa mo yon probably on the first attempt, hindi ka mahuhulog. Pero pag nandun ka na sa ibaba, pag nandun ka na sa itaas, probably you will find it different. It's a process eh. Ang reading kasi process. Okay? Mind process yan. That you really have to go through everything before you can reach the top or the highest level. So dapat ma-develop natin yan. selected reading activity. Look at the word activity. No? Kasi we want the kids to enjoy reading. It's not an obligation, but rather an obligation which is part and parcel form of an activity. Okay. So you may continue, Mary Jill. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am. So, how to use the DRA? Paano ba natin gagamitin to? So, una, we have to determine the text to be used. So, we have to decide what text to be used or what story yung our students, to let our students read. And then, introduce the text and the purpose, select the vocabulary, and provide examples of how to make predictions. So, na-introduce na natin yung text natin, yung nakikita ko, ma'am, na yung isang important dito, so we have to select vocabulary from the story. We have to select words from the story that is hard to understand or yung parang hindi familiar doon sa mga readers natin. Para when they encounter that words in story, alam na nila kung anong ibig sabihin nun. But we have to define it according to the context of the story and provide examples of how to make predictions. And then next, we have to also use the following outline. Yes,
Excuse
ma'am.
me, you can transfer your slides already.
Ma'am Euro, please.
Okay. When it comes to vocabulary, ang vocabulary natin, marami tayong technique na dapat gawin, ha? Wag lang yung puro lang tayong let's look at the dictionary, let's open the dictionary on page, etc. There are many reading vocabulary techniques. There are vocabulary techniques that you can use. I think may magre-report yata dyan. Sige.
And then next, thank you, Ma'am Euro. Use the following outline, direct. So teachers should use open-ended questions to direct students as they make predictions about the content of the text. So for example, meron tayong ganyan. Tapos we can ask the students, so given this title, yung nakita niyo kung ano yung picture sa labas sa front page ng book, what do you think will happen or what do you think is the story about? So pwede natin gawin yun. And then reading. Students read up to the first pre-selected stopping point. So ano yung stopping point pala? Ito yung stopping point is the place where we can stop reading and then we can ask questions to the students. And then the answer to those questions can be found on the later part of the story. For example, from the story of the prodigal son, and he said, there was a man who had two sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of the property that is coming to me. So you can decide na ito yung stopping point mo. And then yung stopping point, it has no end. Actually, nasa sayo na yun kung ilang stopping point ang gusto mong gawin. So, okay. After this, yung
sige,
yes, ma'am.
Go on.
After this,
teka.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Sige, let me continue na lang. That's correct, yung sinabi mo kanina. There should be a stopping point. Pero yung stopping point natin, dapat hindi natin babasagin or we do not break the stream of thought. Na? Dapat pag nagpa-stop tayo, yung isa ba siyang paragraph or may meaning ba siya? Hindi yung, teka, stop, hulaan mo kung ano mangyayari. Hindi siya ganon. Hindi siya basta ba ganon. Pero look at that. Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. And then nag-stopping point siya dyan. So what will you ask? What do you think? Will the father give? No, something like that. Kung ganon, ang gagawin natin, we can make as many stopping point as we want, pero depende sa haba nung binabasa nyo. Depende sa haba nung text. Kasi hindi naman yung every 4 or 5 sentences mag-stop tayo. Kasi dapat hindi natin nililigaw yung mga bata. Yung stream of thought, dapat nandoon pa rin. Okay? Hindi tayo pwede mag-stop kung saan lang natin gusto. Okay, great. Sige.
Wait lang. And then, okay. So thinking. So at the end of each section, students go back through the text and think about their predictions. The teacher asks questions such as, what do you think about your predictions now? So,
Yes.
mag-share yung students mo na, ay tama yung predictions ko, ay mali yung predictions ko. Kung tama yung predictions, paano mo nasabi na tama siya? Kasi nababasa natin dito sa text. They go back to the
Yeah.
text and then there, they confirm kung tama yung predictions nila o hindi. So, kung hindi naman tama yung predictions nila, as I've said, yung parang pwede na rin tayong gumawa nila ng assumptions. Yung out of those story na baka pwede, basic, pwedeng ganito ang nangyari at the end of the story. Yung parang ganun siya. Tapos,
Okay, balik tayo. What do you think about, sige, balik Anay. Go back one slide. What do you think about your predictions now? What do you find etc. Okay, eto ha, do not point blank na sasabihin niyo sa estudyante, kaninong thinking, line of thinking ang tama. Oy, sa'yo mali. Direktang ganon, hindi ganon ha, huwag natin ipo-point blank na, sabat mo. Okay? Why? Because, remember, tinanong niyo siya. Opinion niya yun. Na yun ang inaakala niyang mangyayari dun sa kwento. Eh ngayon, hindi nangyari yung gusto niyang mangyari. Hindi nangyari yung according to the text. Could probably be sugpunan mo. Probably you're correct. Kumbaga daw, lagayan or intuon mo na lang. Probably you're correct in your own opinion. That should happen in the story. Nowadays, especially blah, blah. But remember, we have to stick to what the author wants us to convey. Parang ganun. Babawian mo siya, babawiin mo. Kasi you know what? Doon tayo nakaka-develop ng mga bata sa hatred of reading. Yung reading habit na hindi maganda. Kung minsan, eto na yung Leonardo, nandiyan ka ba? Eto na yung report mo. Yung sinasabi nating teacher factor. Okay? Alam mo bang, it's a very traumatic experience sa bata pag ang teacher factor na ang pumasok. Because it can be a lifetime trauma for the students. Grade 3 lang siya pinahiya ng teacher niya, pero hanggang tumanda siya, dala niya yung kahihiyan na binigay sa kanya ng teacher niya, which ayaw niya nang gawin kasi baka mapahiya na naman siya. You see how very traumatic it is? I am trying to tell you this because reading is a very complex matter in which we are going to let the students develop the line of thinking that I should love reading, that everything in life is reading, is readable, that life itself is reading. Naku, kailangan bumasa ka, matuto kang bumasa kasi tingnan mo nga, dadaan ka lang dyan, kailangan basahin mo yung karatula. Kakain ka lang ng sardinas, may karatula. Mga ganun, may mga label. So dapat marunong kang bumasa. Let us develop the love of reading for the bata, sa mga kabataan. Okay? Sige, continue. How to use DRA?
sa conclusion na ako, ma'am.
Okay, sige.
So the main assumption of DRA is that comprehension can be improved by developing background knowledge, specific purposes, mindset to reading, discussing and comprehension development after reading. So yung
Okay.
DRA parang it's an art of asking questions to sa mga readers natin. Parang yun ang nakikita ko na pinaka-core ng activity.
Tingnan niyo yung phrase na mindset to reading. Yeah. Kung wala sa mindset ng mga bata, lalo na ngayong pandemic, nagbabasa sila, nagchinututuran niyo sila. If they are not on their own mindset, do not force them to do so because gagawin nila yon dahil naobliga sila. Pero sa totoo lang, walang learning na naiwan dito. Walang learning. Okay? Dali araw na isubmit parang module mo, dali araw na kailangan may deadline react. No. Give them time to think. Put the mindset to reading so that the love for reading will be developed. Sige.
So that's all, ma'am. Thank you. And to Ma'am Grace Euro, thank you for the assistance. Thank you, good ma'am.
Okay, sige. So, yung ating graphic organizer hindi talaga makakarating. Next, ma'am.
Present.
Sino? I mean, yung graphic organizer, di ba dapat sila ang mas nauna?
Yes,
Pero
ma'am.
sige. Sino ngayon? Who's next? Clarence, ikaw? Oh, sino? Sino yung nagsabing siya ang next?
Ito Janko, ma'am.
Asan siya? Jaja, very good, Juan. Ikaw, gid man ang next, no? Or ikaw dapat ang nauna?
Ako dapat ang una, ma'am.
Oh, sige, no problem. Sige. Share whatever you have.
Just a minute, mama.
Yeah, okay. Jel, na-download mo, na-upload mo rin yung mga reports?
Yes, ma'am, sa GC, ma'am.
Okay. Do not limit yourself ha sa mga report niyo lang na PowerPoint. If you can see mga video clips na pwede niyo ma-share sa atin, share it also because sometimes we need to be exposed to different kinds of information. Okay. Marami kasing mga ginagawa ngayon ng mga information on reading na pwede rin natin ma-enjoy with less work. Ito rin kung minsan nakagandahan ng internet, ng technology. Para bang gagawin na lang natin is lululunin na lang natin yung pagkain, kumbaga, hindi na natin kailangan panguyain. Oh, wow, ang ganda ng screen niya. Sino yan? Parang ako ng bata pa ako, Char. Charot. O, kita mo, di tumawa kayo. Or parang kayo ng bata pa kayo. Okay, graphic organizer. Alam mo, mahabang usapan tong graphic organizer na to. Ewan ko kung anong mga graphic organizer ang kinuha ni Miss Pijanko. Ilang slides ba to, Miss Pijanko?
20.
Mga ilan sa tingin mo? Oh, 43. Sige nga, tingnan ko nga.
43 slide.
Yeah. Hindi mo na kailangan i-scroll. Andiyan dyan sa ilalim nakalagay na. Let's tingnan natin kung kumpleto yung 43 slides mo dahil napakarami. Okay. Alam niyo bang ang 43 slides, ewan ko kung may EdTech. Nakakuha na kayo ng EdTech? Yung 43 slides nyo para sa isang report that's too much. Okay. Ka lang, Anay. Sige, go on, Miss Pijanko. Go on.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be discussing graphic organizers. A graphic organizer is a learning tool that is used to organize information and ideas in a way that is easy to comprehend and internalize. By integrating text and visuals, graphic organizers show relationships and connections between concepts, terms, and facts.
Okay.
Actually, the graphic
true.
organizer is a visual that helps depict the correlation between ideas, facts, or concepts. It usually compassed with a box or a circle. Each idea is linked to another by the word or phrase that describes the relationship. Graphic organizer's teaching strategy. This illustration shows the importance or
Miss Gladys, dali lang gid Miss Bijanko. Miss Gladys, please. Okay, naka-off na. Sige. Naka-mute na. Sige,
okay,
go on.
ma'am. This illustration, the graphic organizer's teaching strategy, the illustration shows that it is the use or the importance of the graphic organizers. You can see here, it can be used for any subject and grade level.
Yes,
Graphic organizers help students make connections between ideas and information. Some of the graphic organizers were shown, like comparison, concept, graphic organizer, descriptive, and sequence. It usually it is the effective visual learning strategy for both students and the teachers in a way that it helps students structure their thinking and it helps facilitate learning in all subject areas.
Yes. Tandaan nyo ha. Ano yan actually. teaching strategies Ria, nga pwede nyo rin magamit as a reading technique. Okay? And also, the use of graphic organizer is also a form of note-taking. Remember nyo ang report ni Alvin? That's also a kind, graphic organizer is a kind of outlining actually and note-taking of information. Okay, go on.
Types of graphic organizers. The first is the Persuasion Map graphic organizer. The Persuasion Map is an interactive graphic organizer that helps students familiarize themselves with the process of persuasive writing. It assists them with outlining and preparing arguments for their essays, speeches, debates, and others. This is the outline of the Persuasion Map graphic organizer.
Okay.
Just go on, ma'am. I don't have any examples for now.
Oo. Teka, ang paggamit din ng graphic organizer, you also have to consider yung inyong students. Okay? Yung level ng students nyo. Kasi may mga students din na medyo mahihirapan silang umintindi sa klase ng graphic organizer. Kasi nga, ang graphic organizer is a form of outlining information. Na instead na, sabi nga kanina, instead na puro letters lang, ocean of words ang nakikita nyo, mas madali nyo siyang makita kasi naka-point na kaagad. No? Kung saan connected yung isa. For example, this one is claiming na, nakikita nyo yung ano ko, yung cursor ko? Nakita nyo cursor ko? Hello people?
Hindi po.
Gumagalaw sa-
Hindi po.
Ha?
Hindi po, ma'am, kasi yung naka-screen, naka-share si Ma'am Juan.
Oo, si Joanne. Nakita niyo yung word na claim? Nakita niyo yung word na claim sa
Yes,
sa ano
ma'am.
ni Joanne?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is a graphic organizer. Pag sinabi natin ang claim that smoking is bad. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, these are the why is it that smoking masama. So what are the three? What are these three? 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 causes of death when it comes to smoking. So ano yun? For example, number 1, lung cancer. Ano yung mga apektado sa lung cancer? Meron kang 1, 2, 3. And then sa 2, meron ka ding 1, 2, 3. And then also you have the 3 main reasons, okay? Under the 3 main reasons, you have the 3 sub-main reasons. And so, conclusion is that you will die because of smoking.
Okay.
Kung hindi ka titigil. Kumbaga, this is the easiest way of telling your students yung 3 or 5 pages na libro na babasahin nila or 10 pages na babasahin nila can be shown in a graphic organizer, an easy way, and kumbaga ito yung pinaka-shortcut on how to get information. Outlining of information. Okay? Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go on, Miss Janko.
Number 2 is a sequence chart organizer. A sequence graphic organizer is a tool that helps visualize the order of steps of a process or a timeline of events. It can also be used for note-taking, lesson planning, and essay writing. This one is the illustration of a sequence chart graphic organizer.
Ay, lahat yan, note-taking yan. Lahat ng graphic organizer. Sige, go on.
Next is the story map. Yes, ma'am.
I hope very familiar kayo dun sa mga araw-araw na yan, ha? So yan ang isang example ng graphic organizer na flow na pwede nyong, what will happen next, we'll go to this, and that. Sige.
Next is story map graphic organizer. A story map can be used to identify the different elements such as characters, character plots, themes, techniques, etc. in a book students are reading. It is a useful tool that teachers can integrate into the lesson to improve students' comprehension.
Okay.
Next is the biography graphic organizer. This is a tool that assists with understanding a character from a novel, autobiography, or movie, or a historical figure more in depth. It brings attention to various important factors about a person's life. This one is the illustration of biography graphic organizer.
Okay. Name of a person. So, makikita man natin, no? I'm chatting to your classmates. Sige, just go on. I'm
Just
listening.
go on, ma'am. The next is KWL chart graphic organizer. KWL chart is used for gathering information from students' prior knowledge or experience. This three-column chart captures the before, or what the reader already knows, then during, what the reader wants to learn, and after, what the reader learned stages of reading. Next is Learning Map Graphic Organizer. Learning maps visually depict the key takeaways, skills, ideas, knowledge students should get from a lesson. It usually provides a high-level view of the lesson, unit, or course that is to be studied and the connection between its different components. Students can also use learning maps in the classroom for note-taking. This one is the learning map. Then next is Analogy Graphic Organizer. The Analogy Graphic Organizer uses analogy to help students identify similarities and differences between a new topic and the topic that they are already familiar with.
Okay.
This is the Analogy Graphic Organizer.
At least marami siyang sample ng graphic organizer na marami kayong choices kung paano nyo gagamitin to. Excuse me, sa mga estudyante nyo. Huli, marami pa yan. O sige.
Next is the Vocabulary Graphic Organizer. This tool can be used to assess the vocabulary knowledge of students. You can create graphic organizers including various elements to help students learn new words and learn antonyms and synonyms.
Okay. Balik
Like
muna
this
tayo
one.
dun. Sorry. Balik ulit tayo. Isang 18, number 18 slides. May naalala lang ako. Ano dyan? Look at the new concept, the familiar concept, the similarities and the differences. And then you have the summary of new concepts. This is similar to sa mathematics. Ito yung similar dito sa tinatawag nating Venn diagram. Itong klase ng graphic organizer, pwede rin natin ito magamit sa reading when we are teaching the DRTA or the DRA. So ibibigay mo sa kanila, this is the new concept that you will learn. Today you will learn about patience. And then so what are the familiar concepts that they know about patience? Tanungin mo sa kanila. And then show the similarities of the new and the familiar one. And then what can you conclude? Something like that. Pwede nyo dyan magamit kasi naalala ko lang yung DRTA tsaka yung DRA kanina ni Mary Shell. Okay. Thank you, Miss Pijanko. Go on, please.
Okay, next is Problem-Solving Graphic Organizer. Problem-solving graphic organizers can be used to improve the problem-solving skills of students. It helps students identify and evaluate solutions to problems.
Okay, yeah.
Next is timeline graphic organizer.
Mm.
Timeline diagrams are a type of graphic organizer that shows a sequence of events in chronological order.
Chronological order, yes.
They come in handy when studying history, as you can use it to display major historical events that occurred during a period of time, along with important details such as dates and locations in which they took place.
Okay. Sorry. Balik tayo muna. Dun sa kanina, yung
Sa problem
ano,
solving.
isa
Problem
pa.
solving.
Isa pa. One more. Ano nga yan?
This is the vocabulary graphic organizer.
Vocabulary tayo. Do not limit yourself dun sa nakikita nyo lang ha. Because there are many graphic organizers that you can use in learning vocabulary or in learning new words. Actually, you can make your own graphic organizer. Okay? Bakit ba siya organizer? Kasi ino-organize niya yung mga information. Bakit graphic? Kasi pinapakita niya yon in a form of visual. Hindi lang siya words. Okay? Has a spy. Okay. Hindi lang siya word. Nagulat ako doon, kala ko po ano. Hindi lang siya word na basta lang natin ibinibigay, but rather we make learning easier for the students. Okay. Kasi let us not, sa lahat ng mga graphic organizer na nakita natin dito, let us not be misled na ay, amo lang to ang ginpakita kato kang nag-eskwela kami kang ano tawag ko siya na kang CIT duro manggali no. Ang ipinapakita sa inyo dito is that these are just some of the few na pwede nyong magamit. Okay, am I right, Miss Pijanko?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, marami pa tayong klase ng graphic organizer na pwede nyong makita or makam across. Na ano lang ako kasi dun sa vocabulary graphic organizer. There are many ways of using graphic organizer, hindi lang ito ha. Write the definition, use in the sentence, what a synonym, okay. Ito to simplified to sa mga elementary level natin or high school level natin. Okay, sige, go on. Thank you.
The T-chart graphic organizer. T-charts allow students to study two facets of a topic, for example, disadvantages and advantages, pros and cons, differences and similarities. Yes, ma'am.
Interrupt ako. Daw may ginpakita to kaina sa my timeline. I think I like that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, na-interrupt ako kaina mo.
Okay, ma'am.
Sige, oo.
This one, ma'am.
Yeah. Look at that, no? Pag may timeline. So, kasi nga kalabanan ginagamit natin to when we want to show chronological order. Okay. But again, there are many ways of making a timeline. Kat lang amo karian ha. But that one is good. Okay. Sige, next.
This one is a T-chart graphic organizer. There are two topics.
The topic 1 and the topic 2.
Yes, ma'am. The disadvantages or the advantages, pros and cons, differences and similarities.
Okay. The T chart, nasaan ang T? Because it's topic, the topic chart. Okay.
Next is hierarchy chart graphic organizer. Hierarchy charts visualize the elements of a system, organization, or concept from its highest position to the lowest. Students can use this tool to understand the superordinate and subordinate categories of a topic and the relationship between them.
Okay. So kung titingnan nyo, or sometimes we just simply, kung halimbawa mga drawing like yung ating food, ano yun? Food chart,
Food
go,
chart.
grow, and glow, mga ganon. Kung titingnan nyo, triangle siya, no? Okay. And that one also, look at that. May topmost. Okay. Kaya nga kasi hierarchy siya pasunod. Hmm? Okay. Pasaka.
Next is
Star.
star diagram graphic organizer. Star
From the name
diagrams are
itself.
used to organize the characteristics of a chosen topic. It can also be used to brainstorm around new topics.
Mm-mm. Yeah, kasi may star siya. Oh. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, pwede kayong gumawa ng sarili nyong graphic organizer. Imbis na star, pwede nyo namang gawing sun. Di ba? Mas marami-raming rays yun. Kaya, depende sa inyo yun. Actually, ginagawa nyo yan nung when you were studying, especially nung nasa college days na kayo, na marami kayong tinitake down notes while your professors are talking, then you're taking down notes, you point arrow from one arrow to another, you make a square, you put etc. You're actually making a graphic organizer. Yun nga lang, kumbaga, taking down notes is impersonal kasi. Walang iba makakaintindi ng tinake down notes mo kundi ikaw. Di ba? Maski na sabihin pa nila, ano ba yan, ang gulo-gulo, di ko maintindihan. Pero once na ikaw ang magbasa, alam yun, kasi sa'yo yun eh. Okay. And putting it into a graphic organizer is what makes your notes organized. So ginagawa nyo na yan, maski noon pa. Look at that one, star diagram graphic organizer. Pag ginawa mo yung araw, yung drawing, gagawin mo namang sun diagram. Okay. So,
Next is cluster diagram graphic organizer. Cluster diagrams can be used to facilitate a brainstorming session or structure idea generation and even to help with exploring new topics.
yeah. Lalo na kayo sa internet, ang daling mag-create ng mga graphic organizers. Punta
Yes,
kayo sa
ma'am.
MindMaster. Ang dami niyo makikita.
MindMaster.
Okay.
Next is Lotus diagram graphic organizer.
Excuse,
Okay, ma'am.
sorry. Look at that one. Ibalik mo dyan. Na, with only one main idea, nag-cluster yung idea, no? Para siyang, kung titingnan mo yung pinaka-center and then yung anim na, what they call that, yung anim lang na subtopic na nakapauli yun. Parang ano, parang yung kaninang unang-una mong ipinakita na organizer. Ano nga yun? Kasi ito lang kasi, kung titingnan natin, naka-cluster siya, and then the way it is organized, no? Para siyang coronavirus. Okay.
Sabihin ko na sana ganun, ma'am. Nahiya lang ako.
Huwag kayong mahiya. Sharing tayo sharing time. Kasi nga, di ba, ngayon kasi yan ang nauuso, kaya parang pag tinitingnan mo na maraming spike, parang ano ba yan? Parang coronavirus. Yung kanyang illustration. Okay. Pero wag naman sanang yung mind natin is coronavirus. Illustration lang yan. O sige, go on.
Next is Lotus diagram graphic organizer. Lotus diagram is an analytical tool that can be used to break down broader and more complex topics into smaller components for easy understanding. It can be used for brainstorming and studying new topics. This one is an
Kanina,
example.
okay na rin yun. Sige.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo.
Next
Parang-
is
Sorry.
Okay.
Parang ano din siya, parang cluster din siya. Kaya lang etong isa, mas ano siya, mas organized din naman yung isa eh. Pero kung titingnan natin, organized din naman yung tinatawag natin coronavirus kanina. Pero kung titingnan natin, eto, mas smooth, di ba? Mas smooth siyang tingnan kumpara dun sa isa. Oh, may subtopic siya, and then may main topic, may subtopic, may naka-number yung kanyang mga topics. Okay.
next is cause and effect graphic organizer.
Mm.
This type of graphic organizer shows the causes and effects of an event. The cause is the reason why something has happened, and effect is the result of what has happened. Visualization helps clearly understand the different cause and effect relationship.
Okay. Hmm. Asan yan ba yung cause and effect mo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ibalik natin dun sa number 35 na slides. No. Okay. Kung titingnan mo, ang sabi daw is the cause and effect. Ano yun? Cause and effect of something, of what happened. What causes this effect to happen? And where does this effect came from? Diba? Kung ano ang cause niya. Actually, marami kayong pwedeng gawing graphic organizer sa cause and effect. Others are also using the seesaw. You know what a seesaw is? Okay. Yung way, yung parang pag na-way niya, ito yung cause, ito yung effect. Maraming pwedeng magamit sa graphic organizer. Ngayon, ibalik mo sa iyong graphic organizer na number 36. Look at that. Kung titingnan mo, anong klaseng siya, graphic organizer? Kasi meron pa sila isang tawag dyan. That graphic organizer is sometimes also called the fishbone graphic organizer. Tingnan nyo. Hindi ba parang fishbone siya?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think? Yung triangle niya, yun ang ulo. And then the bones, and then the tail of the fish, the main bone. Yeah. Sometimes also it is called the fishbone graphic organizer. Sige. Kaya nga kung minsan, yung pangalan ng graphic organizer, makikita mo dun sa form in itself. Pag mukha siyang star graphic. Pag mukha siyang sun, doon na lang siya ina-associate. Okay.
Next, ma'am, is Mind Map Graphic Organizer.
Yeah.
A mind map is a tool that helps capture the free flow of thought and is widely used for brainstorming around topics. Additionally, it can also be used to organize and group information about a topic.
Yeah. Example yan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As I have mentioned earlier, just sa internet, meron tinatawag na na Mind Master. Okay. Mind Master Graphic Organizer. Yan yung tinatawag yung mind map. Ang dami-daming klase ng graphic organizer na nakalagay sa mind map. I don't know how to share this, pero I hope explore nyo yung internet, tsaka nyo makikita kung ano yung sinasabi ko. Maraming mind map organizer na kayo na pwedeng makita dyan. Okay, sige.
Next is Double Bubble Map Graphic Organizer. The Double Bubble Map is one of the popular thinking maps. It is much like a Venn diagram and is used to identify similar and different qualities between two things.
Ang word lang na. Sophia ang word lang na. Pero ako nang bala ni Sophia.
And lastly, the Venn diagram graphic organizer. Another graphic organizer that helps you visually represent a comparison of differences and similarities between two subjects. What makes it different from the double bubble map is that it can include more than two topics and one common area. That's all, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much. Any additional info from the group? Pwede. Ano na panguko? Pero ang size, she's kag Sofia,
May 2 words.
2 words.
Hindi pagpati ni
Hindi tayo nakakamaan pa kung ano ang word. Sorry. Ah,
Sophia.
syllable ra pagtawag.
Syllable.
Syllable ra. Okay. Nag-tutor pa ako. Now. Any additional info from the group? Wala na. Shall we proceed to the next reporter? Basta tandaan nyo lang ha. Do not limit yourself with the graphic organizer na pinakita ni pinakita ni Ms. Pijanko. There are many graphic organizers. Yung sa kanya lang, sinasabi niya lang sa inyo na meron tinatawag na example lang yun. Example lang ng vocabulary graphic organizer. Okay. Mga mind map organizer. Example lang yung mga pinakita niya na yun. Okay. Any additional info from the group?
Fish. Lotus diagram. Cause and effect.
Hello. Nawa ka ulit mo.
Sandang host.
Hindi pili makaulag araw mo. Kaulag eh. How did he? Okay. Pindutan kelachan.
Ano na? What happened? Antonio, you're next? Rodolfo, you're next? Jel, sino na kasama nyo? Oh. Hello? Bandwidth is low. May nakalagay dyan sa screen ni Antonio.
Ano kung naka-display?
Kaya nga, ano yan? Hindi ko rin nga alam. Parang may mga,
Kaninong
ano yan.
screen? Kaninong screen to?
Yang Sheila May, Meg Espanyola, kanina ba yan? Nag-ano yung screen natin, may nag-share, siguro na inaayos niya pa. Baka siya yung susunod na sharer. O ayan, ikaw na Antonio yung nasa gitna. Ano na nangyari? Guys, what's happening? Medyo mahina ang net. Miss Grace, Miss Yoro, chat-chat ko muna.
Nag-CR yata yan.
Kasi kumain, nag-bio break. Ano ba si Miss Yoro, nurse? Ganda nung kanyang bio break, di ba?
ESL teacher.
Ha?
ESL teacher. Online
ESL.
yata.
Pero by profession, ano siya? Yeah, Miss Sheila May, go on. Si Michelle may gusto mag-report. Yeah. Okay. So ayan na, ang dami niyo lang na familiarize. You have your DRA and DRTA, and then you have the graphic organizer. This time you have the SQ3R method. Ano ba yung SQ3R na yan? So kung tatanungin ko kayo niyan, ano kaya isasagot niyo sa akin? Ay, binasa niyo na. Sige. Ano yung S? Ano yung Q? Ano yung 3R? Okay? This one also something to do with reading. Na yung method na to, kung hindi mo mapaprocess or hindi mo madadaanan, you will probably find it hard remembering or knowing or reaching the point of levels of comprehension. Sige, makinig tayo kay Miss Sheila. Sige, Miss She. I think si Miss Euro ang pwedeng mag-ano yan. Magkalikot kasi siya ang host. Nag-start ka na, Michelle? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Michelle. Michelle. Nag-uumpisa ka na? Hello? 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 Teka.
Hindi mabatian, Ma'am She.
Miss Grace, diyan ka na? Miss Euro, andyan ka na? Yeah. Sheila, wala kaming marinig. Please try to check your microphone. Michelle. 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 Try to check your microphone. You've got a very nice topic. I hope everybody can hear your beautiful voice. You don't slice it, just leave it there. Michelle? Ano ba yan? Michelle, try to chat us. Michelle. Ngayon, gani ko gamay, pinalaman ko sa tinapay.
Ano partit na kabiyaw? Ako, no?
Ubus ko siguro nanda.
Tarikan ang
Hindi gyapon batian, Ma'am.
Ayan na. Good,
Okay
good.
na, Ma'am.
Okay na ang ginagaon, please.
Hindi.
Okay na.
Wait lang.
Okay na. Okay na to. Michelle, okay na.
Hindi ko kamo mabatian, Ma'am.
Oh my God.
Pero batian ka namin, ma'am.
Go on na lang.
Paano ngingay kasi?
Alert ka na lang naman. Start ka lang.
I'm just walking down the road and there it goes. I'm just walking down the road and it goes. I'm just walking down the road, walking down the road. But I'm not getting young.
Start na lang, Miss Sheila.
I'm just walking down the road and it goes. I'm just walking down the road. Just walking down the road. Walking down the
Sa chat
road
lang
and it
siya.
goes.
Ma. Miss Sheila. Go on, please. Okay lang, bis hindi mo kami mabatian. Sa chat lang kita. Others, please. Mute your microphone. Buwan to kay Gingy, parang practical. Miss Sheila. Go on, please.
Hindi ko kamo mabatian, ma'am.
Sa chat lang, sa chat. Oh my God.
Hindi yan ang tanong si Sheila.
Hindi, amo lang natin dito.
Sa liwat, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. I will be discussing about the SQ3R method.
Yes,
The
okay.
SQ3R method or SQ3R study method or SQ3R reading method is a way to study, understand, and remember written information more quickly. The reading method was first mentioned in 1946 in the book Effective Study by the education psychologist Francis P. Robinson that has been reprinted many times since then. SQ3R is a reading comprehension method named for its 5 steps: survey, question, read, recite, and review. So the goal of SQ3R method is to help students to efficiently and actively work on reading and understanding text. But it can be useful for everyone who in their work, studies, or free time relies on written information and wants to understand it better. SQ3R method stands for the following 5 steps: survey, question, read, recite, and review. This is the SQ3R method: the survey, question, read, recite, and review. For survey, you have to gather the information necessary to focus and formulate goals. Read the title because it will help your mind prepare to receive the subject at hand. Read the introduction and or summary. Orient yourself to how each chapter fits the author's purposes and focus on the author's statement of most important points. Notice each boldface, heading, and subheading. Organize your mind before you begin to read and build a structure for the thoughts and details to come. Notice any graphics, charts, maps, diagrams, etc. and dare to make a point. Don't overlook them. Notice reading aids, italics, boldface, print, chapter objective, and end of chapter questions are all included to help you sort, comprehend, and remember. This serves as the foundation for the active reading and understanding of the text. Per question, this will help your mind engage and concentrate. Turn the bold-faced heading for each section into as many questions as you think could be answered in that section. The better the questions, the better your comprehension is likely to be. You may be always add further questions as you proceed. When your mind is actively searching for answers to questions, it becomes engaged in learning. Ask yourself questions about the text that you scanned during the previous step. You can, for instance, turn the chapter titles into questions. Tulari, bukas. Ask yourself what you already know about the topic and what your goal is for reading the text. Try to understand what it is that the author wants to convey. You can use the left margin to write your questions about the text in a structured way. At a later stage, you can note down the answers in the right margin. Read. Fill in the information around the mental structures you've been building. Read one section at a time with your questions in mind and look for the answers. Recognize when you need to make up some new questions. Read the text while keeping the structure. One is ang survey kay na and the questions from step 2 question in the back of your mind. Pay attention to chapters, sentences, printed in bold, explanations under graphs and images. Read actively, write down questions while you are reading and try to find answers to previously asked questions. Write down answers and explanations in the right margin of the text. Take your time for the more complicated parts of the text and read it again if you need to. Give less attention to unimportant information. Reread per part and repeat these parts to yourself in your own words. Recite. Retrain your mind to concentrate and learn as it reads. After each section, stop and recall your questions and see if you can answer them from your memory. If not, look back at the text again, but don't move to the next section until you can recite the answers from the previous one. Repeat in your own words what you have read. Ask yourself questions about the text. Explain what you have read to someone else. You can also do this in your imagination. Making a summary in your own words provides extra extra support. For the recite, retrain your mind. Ay, tapos na pala. Wait lang. The last, review. Refine your mental organization and begin building memory. Once you finish the entire chapter using the preceding steps, go back over the questions you create for every heading. See if you can still answer them. If not, look back and refresh your memory and then continue. Read all the relevant parts of the text again. Look at your notes. Possibly improve on your notes, paying extra attention to the parts you found difficult. Read your own questions on the left side of the text and try to answer them. This step is the most effective if you do it a day after step 1 through 4. After following these 5 steps, you will have actively read a text and you will be better able to remember and explain what it is about. So this is the method by Francis Robinson. Survey. Ang mga important sa sa survey nga dapat ituguran kang nga kang focus, the layout, chapters, sections, graphs, features, highlighted words. Sa questions, ask yourself questions about the text. Ask yourself what you already know about the text and what your goal is. Try to understand what it is the author wants to convey. Sa 3R, yung as a read the text actively while keeping the previous steps in the back of your mind. Write down additional questions. Recite, repeat in your own words what you have read. Ask yourself questions about the text. Explain to someone what you have read and try to write a summary. Sa review, read all the relevant parts again. Go through your notes and questions again. Pay extra attention to the parts that you find difficult. So may dyan may pang-apat na R, which is relate, or it can be record or reflect. This addition can help you to, example, create links to knowledge that you already have or personal experiences. The record version is a more extensive version for making the summary and applying structure in the text. You can, for instance, record the structure of the text in a schematic representation or highlight the most important parts of the text. The R for reflect stands for discussing the theme with others, asking yourself what the topic means to you, finding examples or events that clarify the topic. So this is the benefits or advantage of SQ3R method. The main advantage of working with SQ3R method is optimum use of your reading time. By first focusing on the structure of the text, you can get a foundation on which you can place all relevant information. You will read deliberately, ensuring that you remember the content better. The advantage of the SQ3R method is that you decide what is in it. It provides a foundation for you to use your own goals in order to make it work for you. So in conclusion, by using the SQ3R method, you learn to read more deliberately and actively, ensuring you retain more of the information. Survey, question, read, recite, review. You can summarize it as follows. Scan the text and recognize the structure. Ask questions about the text and write this down. Actively read the text with the structure and the questions in the back of your mind. Repeat in your own words what you have read and review the text and your notes. Remember, the information you gain from reading is important. If you just do it without learning something, you're wasting a lot of your time. Train your mind to learn while reading the SQ3R. That's all.
Okay. Miss Euro, balik na kita sa screen. Miss Euro, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Balik kita sa screen. Sa class para makapag-comment ako. You may
Okay.
now
Exit ko lang ang share screen, Ma'am Sheila.
share. Sige, wag na lang muna, Miss. Hindi siya makarinig sa atin.
Okay, and I know I cannot do it.
Okay, teka. I-chat lang.
Chat na lang. Okay. Please exit share screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, there you are. Thank you.
Now, can we have the whole class? The gallery of the whole class? Okay, gallery view. Not where you are. Pwede ba, pwedeng yung 17 na to? Can we have your beautiful faces again? Yeah, let's capture once again. Yeah, that's good to know. Ba, puro ladies na lang tayo. Where are the rest? Ayan, ayaw na nilang lumabas. Sige lang, at least may lumalabas. Before I, okay, here you are. Medyo mabilis-bilis ngayon yung aking print screen. There you are. Yeah. Okay. All right. Control S. Now, going back, is there anything that you would like to add or anything that you would like to ask about the report of Miss Sheila? Kasi hindi niya tayo narinig kanina. Hindi niya tayo naririnig kanina, so medyo nagtuloy-tuloy lang yung ano.
Nawala si ma'am.
Nadura si Mambay.
Siya ba to? Hello?
Nadura si Mambay nang.
Dura gani, 16 lang kita. Hello? Who's this? Sino si number 1? Sino dyan? Hello? Sino si 186 SH? Hello?
Nag-chat si ma'am.
Ano
Dora
ka?
kunutan.
Since I don't know you, hindi ka naman nagsasalita, I will remove you. Ano ba ang re-enter lang si ma'am. Re-enter lang po, ma'am. Yan pa rin. Dura si ma'am. Ano ba mahulatan tanay ang anang anang instruction kung maano kita. Lah. Request rin kita. Mura. O, dyan si ma'am. Balik. Okay, dyan si ma'am. Dura pagid. Dura pagid. Ajar na. Hello, ma'am? Ma'am, pasok ka na. Hindi ka namin nakikita. Hindi ka rin namin naririnig. Ma'am. Yes, si ma'am sa bottom.
Hello?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Hello.
Ay, hindi kita marinig kayo. Ano nangyari? Nawala ako.
Hindi ko, baka sa
Wala
signal
ba
mo,
sila?
ma'am. Andito kami lahat. 17 tayo uli.
Can I see the gallery?
Andito naman, ma'am.
Ikaw lang nakikita ko.
Pero ano, ma'am, hindi namin makikita ang mukha mo.
Ako?
Oo.
Show me the gallery. I can't. Okay, this says the host has asked you to start your video. Start my video. Okay. My God.
Ayan na.
Ano ba nangyayari
Nakikita
dito?
ka na namin.
Yeah, can you now see me?
Yes, ma'am.
But I can see you. It's only you I can see. Ikaw lang nakikita ko. What happened? Show me the gallery. This one. What's this? That's exit. Yeah. No. Wala ako tiparta.
Na-send ko na,
Okay.
ma'am, sa GC, ma'am. 17 tayo pa rin.
Ito na
Ako
lang,
lang
ma'am.
ba? Ako lang ba nakikita mo?
Yeah. Yes, ikaw lang nakikita ko.
Hello?
That's why I'm asking.
Andito tayo
Oh, ayan,
lahat.
isa-isa nakikita ko.
Ay,
Ikaw nga lang.
salamat naman. Ha?
Yes, 17 participants nakikita ko dito.
Mm.
Sige, eto na lang. Anyways, almost time, 3 minutes na lang. Thank you very much for bearing with me with this kind of situation.
Stick coffee kita.
Hello.
Ngayon ako stick coffee. Paggatas.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for
naririnig ka
bearing with
namin.
me with this kind of situation and with my kind of person na hindi ako marunong ng technology talaga. It took me courage to use this and parang gusto ko na sumuko, but then again, hindi pwede. Hindi pwede. Makikiuso na lang tayo. Makikiuso na lang ako. Pag teacher ka, hindi ka marunong sumuko. So, tingnan mo si Mr. Principal. Hindi siya sumusuko. Dahil walang budget ang school, nagkarpentero siya. Diba?
Stick off.
Okay, Grace, since ikaw lang naman nakikita ko, please tell your other classmates na thank you.
Ma'am.
And see you again next meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, kung may mga
Thank you, ma'am.
concerns, yes, yan, narinig ko sila. Thank you also. But you can hear me clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I also see
Okay.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please feel free to use our GC or to leave a message. Kanakan, at the end of your syllabus, you have my number. Please feel free to leave message if there is some information or things that you want to be clarified on. Okay? So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Yes, Grace, you may now end.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Bye. Stop record.